James for three.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyong mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes. At ito ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na madalas makinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FM Care Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit Bisig sa Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin sa Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas, sa FEBC 702 DZAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Greetings po sa mga teammates natin na madalas makinig sa atin, si Epifanio Salvador, Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Rosemary Garmino, Kyle Joshua Chan, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, si Coach Glenn Gopez, Gregorio Jr. Tan, Edwin Villesa, Nilo Divina, Lordan Molion, and Aaron Ray Gacho. Sa pagbabalik ng Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, our guest is a tennis coach and used to be a tennis varsity player.
Time out muna, kapatid! Magbabalik ang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Mga kaagapay, may bagong GCash QR code ang FEBC Philippines para mas mapadali at mapabilis ang pagpapadala ng donations gamit ang GCash. Kung hindi pa po kayo pamilyar sa GCash, ito po ay isang mobile app na pwede ninyong gamitin para magbayad ng bills, bumili ng load at magpadala ng pera. At ngayon, mas madali na ring makakapag-donate gamit ang bagong GCash QR code ng FEBC Philippines. Ang bagong QR code ay matatagpuan sa ating website, febc.ph, pati na rin sa official social media pages ng FEBC Philippines. Kung nais ninyong mag-donate gamit ang GCash, siguraduhin isave at iscan ang ating bagong QR code. Ito ay isang magandang paraan upang makibahagi sa ating misyon para mas marami pang maabot ng mensahe ng pag-ibig ni Hesukristo. Maraming salamat po at pagpalain kayo ng Panginoon.
Ito ang 702 DZAS. 702 DZAS. Agapan ng Sambayanan. Kasapi sa KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas. Pusong kampyon. Siya na nga, luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampyon.
Magandang hapon mga kaagapay. Our guest is a tennis coach, dating tennis player. Para maiba naman, hindi panay basketball or yung nauusong pickleball, no? And or martial arts or volleyball, but tennis, close to my heart kasi nung bata ako, my dad wanted me to maybe be a varsity player, no? Talagang in-encourage niya ako to play the sport. Pero mukhang nalayo ako, no? Napunta ako sa iba. So let's all welcome Coach Josh Relatore. Hi Coach Josh.
Hi Sir Jojo. Hi Sir Nes. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Meron din tayong guest host, no? Si Coach Nes Duque, no? Siya naman yung aming FCA guy in Pangasinan sa Dagupan City. So, welcome for both of you guys. Thank you for, it's an honor, no? For you to be our guest. Coach Josh, sa dami-dami ng sport, no? Pag sinabi ko sa dami-dami, pag sinabing Pilipinas, basketball. Paano ka ba napunta dito sa tennis?
Actually, napunta po ako sa tennis is because before, ang laro ko po talaga badminton. And then, medyo na-frustrate sa badminton. And then, nag-try ako ng ibang sport, which is tennis. Kasi yung dad ko po before, sa Saudi, naglalaro ng tennis. Tapos nung umuwi, pinatry niya sa akin. So, no, after nung trinay ko po, yun, doon na po nag-start and dire-diretso na.
Hindi ba iba ang palo? Kasi di ba pag sinabing badminton, yung elbow, baluktot yan eh. Sa tennis, yung forearm, di ba?
Stretch.
Diretso, no? Diretso, pati yung backhand. Kung parang poporma ako ng backhand.
Wow.
Para akong sino bang maganda mag-backhand? Jimmy Connors, mga malamang hindi. Reveals my age, no? But, Coach Josh, tayo 28 years old. So, pinanganak ka noong mga 1997.
97.
Oh, 1997, no? Kasi ang badminton craze, pumutok yan, mga 2002, 3, 4 hanggang tuloy-tuloy, no? Hanggang biglang nag-die down. But yung tennis, si Coach Ness, no, being a tennis fanatic, no? Talagang diehard yan. Sa kanya, tennis talaga. And paano yung switch? Hindi ka ba nahirapan?
Hindi naman po masyadong nahirapan kasi pagbata po, sabi nila, mas madali mag-adjust. Kesa pag kunyari, medyo may edad ka na po. Mostly kasi sa badminton, ang ginagamit mo is wrist action. Pero yung sa tennis naman, may wrist action pa rin, pero minimal lang. Not much. Unlike badminton po. Kaya yun. So, not short adjustment lang naman.
I consider tennis, no? Parang sa ano yan eh, nasa grupo ng golf. Ito yung mga lumang sport, no? Kasi pag sinabing tennis, Wimbledon, di ba? Wimbledon, French Open, yung Roland Garros, tapos US Open, and then yung Australian Open, di ba? Yung Rod Laver Court, no? And tatanong ko naman si Coach Ness. Coach Ness, ikaw ay isang tennis fanatic. Bakit ba napunta ka naman sa tennis?
Hindi naman talagang tennis fanatic. I'm more of a basketball fanatic, coach. But tennis has really talagang captured my heart. 3 years ago, natuto na ako ulit mag-tennis. And napunta ako sa tennis because, alam mo, one day lang, I was just jogging and I used to jog every morning. And may tennis court doon sa kung saan ako na tumatakbo. And then I just said hi, hello. And then there was this one friend, si LV. Told me, oh, coach, try ninyo pumalo. And so, tinuruan niya ako yung kung paano hawakan yung ano yung grip nung sa racket, sa forehand. And then pumalo ako. Parang, wow, pwede ka mag-tennis. Sabi niya, may palo ka, parang very natural naman. Ata, subukan muna. And so from there, nag-request ako ng tennis coach. Kasi tulad ka na sabi mo, Coach Jojo, if you have to learn a sport, dapat training, di ba? Para yung fundamentals, pasok. Maayos kasi mahirap mag-unlearn ng mga mali no? So that's when I got connected to Coach Josh. Rin-recommend sa akin si Coach Josh, and then we had a meeting sa Pedritos Coach Josh, if you remember that. Tapos nag-usap kami and then I found out that he's a Christian like me also. And from there, ayun na, training na. Patience si Coach Josh kasi mainit ang ulo ko palagi. Madaling ma-frustrate. But I think now doing really well and I'm enjoying my game ngayon sa tennis.
Alam mo, pag sinabi kasing tennis, pag mainit ang ulo, ang unang papasok sa ulo ko noon is John
McEnroe.
But si Coach Josh, mga kaagapay, no, sa ating mga nakikinig, no, si Coach Josh ay naglaro siya ng varsity ng tennis, ng varsity. Ibig sabihin, magaling. Naglaro siya sa De La Salle College, tama ba? School of St. Benilde.
St. Benilde, yes.
St. Benilde. And
yes,
hindi ka ba nahirapan dahil, alam mo, marami would want to enter a university or college using sports, and kasama dito yung benefit nito ay yung scholarship.
Yes.
Gaano kahirap pumasok sa St. Benilde?
Mahirap in a way. First of all, kailangan nyo po maipasa yung entrance exam, which is the very standard naman, mostly in national schools. And then after that, once you pass the entrance exam naman, everything will follow smoothly. Ang maging problem na lang is probably yung how you balance school and your athlete life.
When you say balance, no, how hard is it to be a varsity player and a student? Can you walk us through na paano ba yung training regimen nyo?
Sure. Kaya ako nasabing mahirap dahil first, every day Monday to Friday. So, yung training time is 5 a.m. to 5 to 9. So actually, the time ng training talaga is 6. So basically, you have to be awake at 5 na to prepare and be ready.
6 to 9.
So 6 to 9 yung training, but you have to get up at 5. So ready ka na dapat ng 5, then 6 start na. And then after that, let's say may class. After ng training, diretso class. Siguro may 30-minute or 1 hour, 2 hour break ka, then diretso class na. And then after that, syempre, wala ka nang ginagawa, nagpapahinga ka na. So, our coach encourages us to play kahit walang training. Kasi training is different from the application na ginagawa mo. So, what you train in the morning, so you try to apply it in the afternoon. So, once, pag may time. So, that's the daily schedule. The schedule of the training is Monday to Friday, but mostly we play every day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. 7 days a week na naglalaro.
Wow. Kung si God nga nagpahinga on the 7th day.
Yes. Actually.
And Coach Josh, no? Siyempre, for you to make it to the collegiate level, dapat naman magaling ka sa high school level. Kamusta naman yung performance mo when you were playing dito sa high school level?
Elementary to high school level, elementary nakapagpalarong pambansa po ko. And then, nung high school, medyo hindi na ako nakapagpalarong pambansa, pero nagre-regionals pa rin po ako. Dito sa Region 1, we call it R1AA. So, syempre, medyo humihirap na rin yung studies. So, kaya nabawasan ng konti yung time to train. So, everything follows. But, after that, everything's worth it naman. Naabot ko pa rin naman yung college.
Anong sabi ng dad mo? Because I think the reason why you played tennis is because of the influence of your dad. Isipin mo, somebody na nasa Saudi, no? And hindi ko nga maisip sa Saudi pala may tennis, no? Inisip ko, ano ba sport doon?
Meron po.
Coach Josh, no? Ano yung pinakamasakit na pain or heartache being an elementary or high school player na talagang tumagos sa iyong puso at saka tagos sa buto dahil medyo di maganda, no? Ang resulta.
Not really the result, pero yung the chance to have a better training. Yung medyo naging parang pain ko po noon kasi parang there was a chance na parang someone offered me to train full-time to improve more. Pero yun nga lang, it's quite far from our home. So hindi pumayag yung parents, and then pero hindi pumayag yung parents na magstay ako dun full-time, but every summer or every holiday I go there. So, yun lang yun. Yun lang po yung na parang naging pain ko all throughout the years na if I could have been there, maybe mas mataas pa yung na-reach na level, parang gano'n.
Yeah, ano yan, Coach Josh? Was it like a parang tennis academy or was it another school offering?
No. It's someone na nagtitrain din po talaga.
Okay.
In-offer niya for free.
Right, wow.
For free. Kasi syempre, tennis, medyo magastos magpa-train din po.
And which shows that which tells us that he saw something in you, no?
Yeah. Yes.
Di ba? Talagang may potential. So yeah, masakit nga yung looking back. Mayroon kang ganung opportunity, everybody dreams of that, lalo na pag bata ka pa, di ba?
It boils down to the coach. Kasi kung ang coach mo magaling, di ba, a good tree would produce good fruit, di ba? And kaya maihambing ko to, nung high school player ako, Coach Josh, no? At saka Ness, no? Yung coach ko walang tinuro sa akin. I can see it, no, na walang tinurong basketball. Mabuti nga, nakapaglaro ako sa UAAP ng high school. Sabi ko, looking back, nasabi ko, he was just hired para lang magkaroon kami ng coach. Sana umanap na lang ng coach na magaling. But dito, yung opportunity sa'yo na magaling yung coach, except na malayo, and sakit yun, no? Dahil you would want to become the best to reach your potential. But, sabi mo malayo, gaano ba kalayo yun?
2-hour drive lang naman po here. But, I have to stay there, like, in-house. Doon na po.
Right. Tama.
At an early age, parang ayaw ng parents ko na magstay ako doon kasi malayo sa kanila daw.
So sorry about that, no, Coach Josh. No, I feel for you, no, na you wanted to do something. Inisip ko, pwede bang pwede bang pumayag yung dad mo to stretch it further? Talagang siguro they would just trust you and trust in the Lord na my son Josh will be in good hands. Tingin mo that could that happen or could have that happened?
Could have happened, I guess. Pero ang iniisip ko kasi nila doon is yung parang I'm too young to be out and away from them. So that's why they made the hard choice na it's a no. But yeah.
I think lahat ng magulang ganun no? Inuuna nila ay kapakanan ng kanilang anak. Tapos, syempre, anak nila yun eh. Gusto nila, Coach Josh, kasama ka ng parents mo, no?
Yes.
Actually, yung dad mo pala work abroad, di ba?
That time he's here, naka-for good siya here. That time, naka-for good siya here.
Ang ibig ko sabihin, umuwi siya, and then he wants to spend more time with you. Dati kasi, nasa abroad siya, and maybe he wants to relish yung moments being with you, no? And, Coach Josh, at an early age, no? Iba pala ang tennis kasi ngayon lumalabas na Coach Josh, no? Maraming mga academies.
Yes.
Sa mga sikat yung Rafael Nadal, tama ba?
Ay, oo. Si Alex Ayala.
Kung saan siya nag-training, no? Tapos meron iba nagte-training sa US. And Coach Josh, gaano ka-importante ang coaching at an early age? Kasi dati kang varsity player, but now you are a tennis coach.
Very important to start in an early age. It's because of the experiences that you need to become a strong player. Kasi let's say I started late actually. I started at 12. So, yung mga nakakalaro ko started at 7, 8.
Wow.
So, kasi may mga age category. So, 12 under, 4 under. So, yung mga kalabang ko ng 12 under na nag-start ng 7 or 8. So, marami silang experiences. So, kaya medyo nahihirapan na ma-reach yung parang goal to win more kasi they have started early. So, yun lang yung naging difference. So, tsaka starting early, it teaches the kids then to have some discipline sa sarili and makapag-enjoy ng sport yung po.
Malaking advantage, no? If you start early. In fact, my daughter is into wushu. Nag-start siya 11. Malaking bagay kung tama nga yung binanggit mo. Nag-start siya ng 7. 11 siya nag-start. Ikaw nag-start ka ng 12 years old, no? Because naniniwala rin ako na experience is the best teacher. Kasi hindi mo na experience na paluan ka ng ibang klaseng palo, no? Hindi ko alam. Kung kay John McEnroe, yung deft touch na babagsak yung bola sa net, biglang paluan ng ganon. Are you going to sprint or how are you going to react? But kung na-experience mo yung mga ganong klaseng at an early age, may idea ka what could happen sa court, na-envision mo na this can happen, so I'm prepared for it, and then you trained hard for those for those situations, no?
Yes, sir.
Ano ba ang mga sitwasyon na napaluan ka na hindi mo na ibalik?
Actually, hindi po sa palo, minsan sa game style, sa mga patterns, like how you will handle crucial points, mga ganun. So how you handle pressure, yung mga ganun po. Kasi minsan, yung pressure nawawala pag marami na tayong nilaruan eh. Kasi at first, syempre, I'm a newbie sa sport, and then let's say it's my first, second tournament. So, medyo kabado pa rin talaga. So, yung kaba, yun yung pinakamahirap din pong matanggal kasi eh. And how you handle the different kinds of opponents, kung may very consistent ba or aggressive player ba siya, ganon. So it experience really teaches you a lot of things.
I was watching yung soccer ako for yung mga kinds of movies na kunyari yung yung American Hero ba yon, yung football player na from quarterback na American Underdog, no? Yung
American Underdog.
Tapos yung The Greatest Game Ever Played, yung isang amateur player, nag-champion siya sa golf, no? Ang tinitingnan nga, ang nakalaban niya yung idolo niya si Harry Vardon. And binabasa niya yung libro ni Harry Vardon. Ang sabi doon, when it comes to playing the game at duluhan, ang importante dito is how you play with pressure. Diba? Kasi others succumb to pressure, nagigiba. Pero others naman thrive sa pressure. And nabanggit mo nga, dahil kung nakalaro ka ng maraming tournaments, na-experience mo yung iba-ibang klaseng style of play, no? So, meron siguro yung gusto panay baseline, merong iba naman yung serve and volley, or yung iba-ibang klaseng style, no? Kapag natutunan mo yon, ilagay mo sa memory bank mo, tama naman, mas gagaling kang player. And coach, being a high school player, no, ano yung kung ito yung hinanakit mo na sayang, sana. But God will use that, will use everything, no? Sabi nga nila na all things work together for good, no? To those who love God and to those who were called according to His purpose. No? That's Romans 8:28, no? But gagamitin ni God yun, kung ano yung kulang mo, ako nang bahala. His grace is always sufficient, no? When you are weak, then He is strong. Ano naman yung magandang experience mo? Yung magandang kwento nung high school ka? Or elementary?
Magandang experience nung elementary to high school is ano ba yung pinakamaganda? Pinakamaganda siguro po yung nakapagpalaro ako. Palarong pambansa. Kasi I just started, and then by continuous training for a few months, 6 months, and then eventually it paid off. So nakapagpalaro po ako after nun. So it's one of the best memories na sabi ko, I am new here, but I was able to reach a high level in a short span of time. But it did take me a lot of training, sweat, lahat, pagod. Kasi school, tennis court, bahay, like everyday routine na po yan for that 6 months or less than 6 months, and then nakapagpalaro. So it was really tough, but it was a fun journey.
I love that, no? Being able to join palarong pambansa. Kasi tingin ko, lahat naman ng atleta, they dream of playing dito sa palarong pambansa kasi you're going to play against the best of the best, no? Sa different regions, no? Daughter ko, naglaro siya sa Batang Pinoy, which is the younger palarong pambansa, no? So, kami rin ng wife ko, nandun din. Suportahan ka kung anong kailangan ng daughter ko. Doon tayo. And for you to make it, no? At batang-bata, when I say bubut pa siguro, bata talaga. And then, isipin mo, baka yung raketa mas malaki pa sa'yo, no? But lumaban ka against the best. And, Coach, binanggit mo na it paid off. Ano yung paid off? Tingin mo, ano yung mga sacrifice mo or yung mga values na at an early age meron ka that made you a better player? Ano ba yung meron ka? Ano yung one or two or three characteristics na dahil pinaghirapan mo siya, nagbunga, umabot ka sa palarong pambansa?
Mm-hmm. Nasabi kong it paid off because as I mentioned earlier po kayo, di ba, na-frustrate ako sa badminton. So, yung frustration kasi before sa badminton is parang hindi ako nakaabot ng regionals. And then, doon ako yung transition ko noon from to tennis, yun, na-reach ko yung regionals and then diretso rin sa palaro. That's one thing. And another thing than that is, I can say it paid off kasi it was really tough at that time kasi I really have to balance school at the same time. Medyo strict ang parents ko when it comes to school. So, may certain grade na bawal bumaba. So, I really have to face that, mga ganon. Sabi nila, if di mo na-reach yan, walang mag-tennis. Hindi ka pwede mag-training. So, I really have to set the bar high para makapag-tennis ako. So, nung na-reach ko na yung palaro, napagana na lang ako kasi nga, it was really tough. Balancing your time, your school, and then may times na hindi ka makalaro dahil may maulan. So, mga ganun po. So, maraming hindrance minsan para makapag-train eh. But God still made the way for me to reach it.
Coach Josh, ano yung meron ka? Tingin mo? Two things na that made you a better player, no? Ano yun? Tingin mo, ano yung dala-dala mo nun na it paid off, no? Character traits or values na dala mo?
Probably what I can say is, number one, I have the determination. It's number one. And I don't quit. If I want really if I want something talaga, I really work hard for it kahit na hirap na. You still have to stand up even if there will be a time na I'm sick, pagod, I wanna stop, pero no, there's no stopping. I have to reach it. So the determination and combination of your discipline, so it really paid off.
Just the fact lang, di ba, na he is not just an athlete but also a student. And yung parents niya talaga nag-demand sa kanya. I'm pretty sure hindi lang 75, mataas pa, no? And the fact that you were able to pass the VNILD exams also and get a scholarship in Manila means that yung high school foundation mo na pagiging student athlete, totoo. Legit talaga. Kasi if you're not a student or if you're not a bona fide legit student, wala, hindi ka makakasurvive sa Manila. Tama ba, Coach?
Oo, mahirap eh. Kasi sabi nga nila, nandun na yung bisyo, no? Pag nakalayo ka sa magulang mo, feeling mo nakawala ka sa hawla. And ang importante dito, yung character mo, no? Yung
Exactly.
Proverbs 22:6, yung train up a child in the way he or she should go so that when he or she grows up, they won't depart from it. So, ang importante dito kung ano yung tinuro ng magulang. Kasi kung hindi maganda yung foundation, kung ang pundasyon mo gumawa ka ng bahay sa sand, magiging yun pag dumating yung tubig. Pero pag nilagay mo sa bato, sa rock, matibay. And,
Amen.
Coach Josh, anong tingin mo, ano ba yung mga pundasyon na tinuro sa'yo ng tatay mo na kaya talagang focus ka and hindi ka medyo nagwala, no? Nagwala as in, hindi ka nakatapos?
Foundation po is, ang sinasabi nila lagi is, you have to study hard to have a good life. Or maybe to have a better life. Kasi, sabi nga nila, if di ka nakapagtapos, medyo mahirap maghanap ng trabaho. Sabi nila. Which is, totoo naman, kasi even yung mga graduate nga po, di ba? Medyo hirap din makahanap ng trabaho. So, as I was studying in Manila, nakikita ko yung mga hindi nakapagtapos, hirap sila sa makapag-work din. So, what if hindi ko nilabanan lahat ng peer pressure? What if Pag medyo down, iniiyak ko na lang po minsan kay God kasi mahirap Mahirap labanan. Pero, ang sabi lang sa akin, pag di mo kaya, andyan naman si God. So, labanan mo. At hindi ka niya iiwan. So, yun yung naging goal ko lagi. Or yun yung laging pinangahawakan ko na whatever happens, God will always be there to help me and be there when I need Him. And sa lahat ng bagay, kailangan mo siya. Kahit bilang athlete, kailangan mo siya.
Man.
Nes, no, Coach Josh, no, it is a choice na it's either you hit the books, di ba? And then train hard, or piliin mo yung pangsandaliang saya, no? And eventually would lead you towards maybe not a fruitful life, no? Baka distraction pa nga. And it boils down to choice. Bakit yun ang pinili mo? Have you seen others na, or have you experienced it? Have you seen it with your own eyes that others could have made it, no, sa finish line, pero yung finish line nila ibang finish line, no? Hindi yun yung magandang finish line.
Yes, I've seen some, sir. Iba, nakita ko, may athlete or parang kakilala na parang could have finished college, but then medyo napunta sa pariwara. Hindi niya natapos. So ngayon, hirap siya makahanap din ng trabaho. So, sabi ko, if hindi ko nilabanan yung mga peer pressure or iniwan ko si Lord, siguro baka hindi ko na natapos to kasi mahirap sa Manila po
Mahirap talaga. Kakainin ka ng Manila. Lalo na kung ikaw ay galing sa probinsya, iba yung adjustment talaga.
Mahirap labanan yung mundo ng Maynila. Kung wala siya, di mo i-entrust yung mga decisions mo, yung mga values mo. So, that's why, yun yung nakita ko po.
Alam mo, Coach John, no? I would always say, no, and I would address this and share this sa lahat ng athletes, even coaches, no, na ang lagi naming linyahan is that wag kang magpagamit sa sport. Gamitin mo yung sport para umunlad ka. Kasi pag paggamit ka sa sport, masaya yan ng una. Pero pag nawala yan, wala talagang wala ka na mapupuntahan. Di ba?
Tama yun, no? Coach Ness, no? Kasi yung iba, because of the limelight, I'll be talking about basketball, no? So, grabe yung limelight ngayon dahil televised, no? So, yung winning or fame, pumapasok sa ulo, no? And then, it leads them towards yung, in a way, distraction. Kasi lumaki ang ulo, hindi na makikinig, di ba? Makikinig na sa ibang tao. And Coach Josh, because of social media ngayon, ang mga players, makikinig sa mga tao na sa social media na dapat itong gawin mo. Kaysa makikinig sa coach, ang coach ang kasama mo nung player, day in, day out, di ba? From first year hanggang mag-graduate siya. And ang coach, kung ang coach ay talagang person of good influence, no, and good impact, masarap makinig sa coach. And most coaches I know na ang pinipreach nila, get your degree, work hard on your game, and all these things will come. Kaso nga, because of fame and fortune, ibang nangyayari. Coach Josh, no? Being a coach now, have you seen your players? Because I don't know, no? Iba ang age nyo ngayon, ha? Yung age of social media, hindi siya maganda, no? Ano ba ang effect ng social media sa mga players mo? Kung may nakita ka na maganda at hindi maganda.
Effect, let's start with something good. Good is yung mga materials to learn, very accessible, madali sa kanila. Lalo na pag kunyari may gusto kang ituro, na kunyari tinuro mo siya, tapos try to watch this, sabihin mo. So may basis sila. Pero downside is puyat. Social
True,
media.
I agree.
Hindi sila
I agree.
nakakatulog. Hindi sila nakakatulog. So, syempre, pag athlete ka, kailangan mo ng tulog. So, pag wala kang tulog, imbes na makapag-perform ka ng maayos at maganda, hindi ka makapag-perform kasi pagod na. Yung time na dapat pahinga mo, pinuhyat mo. Hindi ka
Lutang ka.
nakapagpahinga ng maayos. So, yun po.
Dati kasi, panahon ko, no? 1980s, ang mga players noon, mga teammates ko, ang lalakas uminom. Pero magagaling sila, talented, kaya nila pag uminom tapos ensayo, no? And hindi naman everyday, pero once in a while umiinom. But dahil malalakas ang katawan, talented, skillful, kaya nila. Pero iba pagtulog no? And ang mga tao ngayon, they spend a lot of time sa social media. Facebook, number one, no? Facebook. And nakikita mo ba na ang performance ng players mo medyo bumababa because you know that it is because of too much time with their cell phones?
Yes. Yes, sir. Number one, hindi sila dumadating on time. So, easily distracted. Pag may tumunog ang phone, tingin agad sila. So, yun. Kaya doon ko nakikita na instead na focused, nawawala yung focus po nila.
Coach, anong pwede mong gawin na to make sure that they would be focused? Coach Ness, tingin mo, si Coach muna sasagot, then Coach Ness, ano bang pwede nilang gawin to make sure that they are sharp and focused when it comes to the practice? Anong pwedeng gawin na very Ang tawag nga nila digital cocaine di ba?
Actually, it's a hard question kasi mahirap i-control kasi hindi natin hawak yung cellphones nila So, what I just do is I just remind them what their goal. Ano ba ang goal mo? Bakit ka nagtitrain? Ba't ka gumigising? Ba't ka nagpapagod? Kasi if I remind them why are they there or why are they training, so naaalala nila na, the next day, maaga sila, perform sila. Pero, after 2 or 3 days straight, babalik ulit sa puyat, hanggang sa kakausapin ulit, napupuyat ka ulit, nalilate ka ulit. So, tamang remind lang ng ano yung goal nila and why do they do it. Kasi it's really hard it's really hard to control their phones. Hindi naman po natin sila kasama sa bahay. We can't confiscate it. So that's the best thing that I can do for them, I think.
Coach Ness, ano ba ang tingin mo dahil ito yung nakakasira, no? Pati ako, tingin ko,
that's true.
Disiplinahin ang sarili ko.
Correct.
I will be part of that statistic na addict.
Sa akin, Coach Joe, ang pinakauna is to admit na talagang pagdating sa telepono o sa internet, talagang lahat tayo talaga addict. And so what you have to do after admitting na talagang parang hindi mo kaya is to control yung environment mo. So ako, what I did personally was that instead of yung saksakan malapit sa kama ko, pinaalis ko na. Pina-disable ko na. So that, ang mahirap kasi yung naka-charge pa yung phone mo nasa bed ka. And so when I go to bed, tinitingnan ko ang phone ko, parang kung 10% na lang siya, so konting surfing. Pag nag-off na yun, off na. Diretso na ng tulog. Kasi kung hindi mag-off yung phone mo, wala hindi talaga, mahirap bitawan. Mahirap bitawan because, Facebook was designed to get your attention and not let go, di ba? Yung algorithm talagang yung mga videos nagpe-play na tuloy-tuloy. Talagang yun yung ginagawa nila Sadya yun So you have to somehow think of a strategy. And part of it is just being humble and knowing that ako talagang mahina ako, hindi ko kaya and so dapat I have to adjust and change my environment and iwasan kung anong dapat iwasan. Ilayo yung cellphone kung dapat ilayo. So, yung mga ganong mga maliliit na bagay lang, coach, no? Just like, for example, gusto mo mag-diet, pero yung mga pagkain, nasa kitchen, nakikita mo paano yun. Di ba ang turo sa rin sa FCA, quarantine the kitchen. Alisin mo lahat yan. Kasi kung nakita mo yan, hindi na mawawala sa utak mo yan. And that will just really, truly, uh, mag-give in ka talaga. Kasi tao ka lang eh. Tao ka lang eh. Lahat naman eh. Di ba? So, yun lang, coach. Ganun lang.
Mm. Thank you, Nes, no? Magandang ano yun, no? Sa akin, ang ginagawa ko sa phone ko, anong tawag doon? Yung may pipindutin ka na patay na yung internet, tapos walang...
Right. Oh, yun, maganda yun.
Do not disturb.
Oh, basta may mga phone calls na hindi na pwede. So, pag inactivate ko yun, tuloy-tuloy na ang tulog ko, no? Kasi kung hindi, talagang gagalawin mo. Coach Josh, no? I know that the responsibility falls on you, being the coach, no? And ang goal mo is to bring your players to another level that they cannot get there by themselves. But being a coach, no? Una, experience, no? Dati kang varsity player. So, hindi ka nila pwedeng lokohin. Pwede mo sabihin sa kanila na papunta pa lang kayo para
Balik
na ako, di ba? Ano tingin mo ang mga pwede mong gawin, no? Kasi talagang this is destroying a nation. Tingin ko, no? Yung cellphone, no? May maganda, pero may hindi maganda.
Double-edged din talaga.
Yung ating kalaban, ang ating yung Diablo, gagamitin niya yung cellphone to destroy the lives of players, no? Ano tingin mo do you talk about this sa mga players mo, and do you have mga stopgap measures?
As of now, hindi pa po namin napag-uusapan yung about sa phone. Kasi most of the time when they're with me naman, they really respect what I tell them. No phones. Pero pag kunyari, minsan may tumunog, gaganon sila. Kanino yun? Gaganon. Pero walang maglalabas naman as much as I've seen them, wala namang lumalabas na phone pag ganon. Pero pag kunyari, I give them the time to check. Dun lang sila mag-check. But it's really hard kasi bata po eh. Mga medyo pasaway. So, pag pinagalitan mo naman, sasama yung loob, tatampo.
I understand. No? I used to coach for 20 years. I used to be a basketball coach. I coached high school, college, and coach in the pros. But ginawa kong rule na nung while I was coaching high school, walang gagalaw. Pagpasok ng ensayo ko, walang gagalaw ng cellphone. Lahat ng cellphone nila sa bag, walang titingin. Sabi ko, you can only use the cellphone kung number one, emergency. Ano ibig sabihin ng emergency? Ikaw ay mamamatay na. O kaya ikaw ay mapupunta na sa ICU. Yun, pwede mong gamitin yung phone. Another thing is, yung parents mo ay ma-ICU o mamamatay na. Yun, emergency yun. You can do that. And then number 3, force majeure. May earthquake, may tidal wave. Pag hindi ganun sitwasyon, ibig sabihin, hindi importante yon. Mas importante ang ensayo, no? So, I want them to focus, no? Coach, ano yung greatest enjoy mo, no? Being a varsity player for St. Benil.
Greatest joy was 2016, NCAA 2016. Kasi nag-champion kami. Champion kami sa NCAA 20. So that was akala ko, pag nag-NCAA ka na, parang doon na lang. Yun na yung joy na at least na-reach mo ng college, NCAA. But mas iba yung competition ng college pala nung time na yun when I was there. So, greatest joy, it was really, really memorable for me kasi I did fight for my spot to play. I did fight for my spot. Medyo alanganin yung spot ko kasi syempre may mga ahead, top, may mas magagaling. So, I really worked hard for it and then assured that I'll do my best every day para makuha ko yung spot. And it paid off naman. Nakuha ko yung spot and ended up being an NCAA champion din.
Sarap nun ah. Champion. Diba? Kakaibang feeling, no, na to win a championship. And then, when you say nag-champion kayo, group to, no? Kasi how many players ba yung maglalaro? Tapos,
Six players.
Okay, tapos dapat you should win how many? Out of 4 out of 6? Ganun ba? How do you determine na ikaw ay champion sa NCAA?
Parang may draw po kasi. So in the finals, there's 3 games. 2 singles and then 1 doubles. So to secure the championship, you have to win 2 games. So it's either you win 1 singles, 1 doubles, or you win all the singles. Parang ganun po.
So ano pinanalunan mo?
And nakapaglaro naman po ako ng doubles, nakapaglaro din ng singles, but it's always a team effort.
Wow. It is always a team effort, no? Sabi nila, there is no I in the word team. Kasi E-E-A-M, no? And people who are so selfish just focus on themselves, no? But binanggit mo, it's a team effort to win a championship. Coach Nas, iba ang feeling ng championship, di ba? Ang sarap, kakaiba.
Of course. Kakaiba. Talagang yung pagod mo talagang mararamdaman mo na it was all worth it. Yun lang talaga yung mararamdaman mo and talagang indescribable really.
If I can compare it, no, sa Bible, no, nasa Book of John kami noon sa church, no, and binanggit nila na yung paghihirap ng isang babae going through labor, pag lumabas na yung anak, ang hirap, ang sakit ng labor, di ba, kung how many hours. Pero pagkatapos noon, pag lumabas na yung anak, wala na siyang maalala kung ano yung hirap niya. Ganun rin ba sa'yo, Coach Josh, na sa lahat ng paghihirap mo, sa lahat ng sinakripisyo mo, dahil sa championship na ito, wala na, nakalimutan mo na lahat ng pawis at dugo at pagsusunod ng kilay.
Yes, malilimutan mo na po yun kasi it's one of the best moments ng isang athlete sa mag-champion. So, hindi mo na may isip na, ay, pagod ako for the past few months. Pero, pag na-reach mo na po yun, wala na. Okay ka na. Reset ka na ulit.
And especially so, Coach Jojo, when it comes to tennis, lalo na pag singles, buwang haba-haba ng laro. Tapos, alam mo yung pagod, like it lasts for 2 hours or so, di ba? Makikita mo sa mga tennis matches sa TV. Nakikita mo yung kanilang emotions talaga. Pag talo ka, it's just really so painful and that you need your family, di ba? Or your team with you. And the same with, winning. Kung nanalo ka sa tennis, talagang grabe yung feeling talaga. It's beyond your imagination eh. Sobrang sobrang maiisip mo lahat ng pinagdaanan mo kasi just talagang really truly worth it.
I like what you said, no? Because if you're playing singles, you're on your own. Hindi ka mukha to ng volleyball,
ng basketball,
5-on-5 or team sports. Ito individual, no? If you played singles, which you played, no? And tama, no? Ngayon ko lang naisip to Alam ko binanggit mo sa akin, but it hit me hard na if you lose, ano yung mga words of consolation? Sasabihin sa'yo na, okay lang yan, may next time. And talking about yung okay lang yan, may next time, gaano ba kasakit matalo, no? Especially binuhos mo lahat ng training mo and ano yung heartache mo, no? And pain of losing dito sa NCAA bago kayo nag-champion, Coach Josh.
Before po yun, actually, natalo kami talaga din nun So, it was really painful. No emotions actually. Kasi, binuhos mo lahat, di mo alam kung anong mali. But then, all you need to do is just reset, get back up, and let's try it again. Sabi nga nila, don't lose hope. Sabi nila. Because once you lose hope,
that's true.
It's a different story na.
Right, I agree. All about hope.
Don't lose hope. And Coach Josh, your faith in your life is anchored on somebody who gives us hope. Sino ba yung hope mo at all times?
Si God. Siya pa rin ang hope ko at all times. In every situation in my life, God is my hope as always.
were there times na because of the difficulty, difficulties of life, playing, that you wanted to quit and throw everything? Ayoko na, tapos na, ayoko na, give up. May parte ba ng buhay mo na umabot, muntik nang umabot sa ganun?
Meron po. Gusto ko na mag-quit.
Bakit?
Kasi ang hirap po makapasok sa top 6 eh. So sabi ko, I fell short again, and then sabi ko parang ayoko na. Kasi sabi ko, pag nag-quit ako, mawalan din ako scholarship. So by thinking like that, sabi ko, that's another hope na rin. Sabi ko, bigyan mo ulit ng hope yung sarili mo kasi kung i-quit mo to, hindi ka makakapagtapos. So laban ulit. So stand back, stand up again, try again until you succeed, sabi nila. So it's really by trying to slow down your thoughts and talking to God sometimes will really help and let you find the solution. Kasi sometimes tayo yung nagbibigay ng pressure sa sarili natin eh.
Self-inflicted, yes.
So, pero basically, that's all just our thoughts. Hindi natin alam na everything that we go through is always one of the plans of God. Lahat yan nakaplano na. So, all we need to do is just trust Him and sabihin mo ng sarili mo na yung hirap na to is may magandang patutunguhan in the end.
Very true, na we just trust in the Lord, and then gusto ko sinabi mo, you slow down, process everything, and then I think God wants us to talk to Him through prayer and binanggit mo na God is in control, God is sovereign. Kung kasama sa plano ang defeat, may kilala ka bang player na hindi pa natalo? Diba? Ito wala eh. Lahat. Not even in the sport, but even in life. Lahat tayo may. And it is because of those defeats na natututo tayo. And imagine to just be part of that top 6, those, yung mga players na papalo, and then dala-dala nila yung kanilang uniform, representing the school. And now, Coach Josh, you are a coach. Ano ba yung legacy na gusto mong iiwan sa mga players mo?
The legacy that I want my students or my athletes to get or always learn is to always be on their feet. Kasi yung minsan, pag gumagaling na, nalilimutan na nila yon. And another thing is to always trust God. If life is tough, talk to God, just pray to God, and eventually you'll find some answers. He may not answer you directly, but the reality will give you some answers.
Gusto ko yung binanggit mo, na talk to God. Dalawa yung binanggit mo. Una, talk to God. Sabi nga, I think it's Psalm 50:50, call me in the day of trouble, I will answer you, and then you will honor me. And yung being humble, na feet on the ground, kasi yung iba, makadon lang ng uniform, feeling nila baka sila na si LeBron James, or si Michael Jordan, or sila na si Rafael Nadal, Ang importante dito is make sure na yung mga players mo well-grounded, na pag mayabang, medyo batukan mo na ng konti, Pag lumalabas yung sungay, putulin mo na kagad yung sungay, And Coach Josh, what is do you have a verse na talagang you cling onto it that gives you strength?
The verse that I always cling is John 3:16 po talaga eh. Kasi He gave His Son to be there for us, to save us. And then, so tayo, we are so blessed na dahil niligtas na tayo. Hindi na natin kailangan pagdaanan yung pinagdaanan niya. So, all we need to do is just be grateful for what He has done for us. So, it's John 3:16 po talaga. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have an eternal life.
Yeah. Yung God shows His love for us that while we were sinners, Christ died for us, no? So, kung ito yung kakaibang love, no? Sacrificial love, na talagang inalay niya yung kaisa-isang anak. Imagine kung isa ba ang anak mo, would you sacrifice him or her? Pero ang ating Abba Father, ginawa niya, no? Sacrifice the Lord Jesus Christ so that to those who would believe and follow Him, diba? Through faith and only by the grace of God, we will have that everlasting life na tinutukoy ni Coach Josh. Coach Josh, I'd like to share this verse sa'yo, no? Dito sa Psalm 9, verse 10, Psalm 9, verse 10, and those who know your name put their trust in you, for you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Those who seek the Lord, no? The Lord the God is faithful. He will never leave us and He will never forsake us. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig, no? Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Kasama natin si Coach Josh Relatore at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV, Agapay ng Sambayanan, membro ng KBP. Kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat. Thank you, Coach Josh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Coach Jojo.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa pakikipagtulungan ng Fellowship of Coaches and Athletes at ng Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines.